books came out and you either read them or you didn't. I mean, and now technology has changed so much. Do you have any plans? When you were talking about the Kangaroo Cup, when you first came up with the idea, your drawing had a couple of legs on it, and then three, like as I understand it, the kangaroo's legs and its tail, right?
Yep.
Prop it up. Did you come up with any other? I mean, how much time did you spend on? It's funny. My son, who loves the cups, my older son, said, "Why doesn't it touch? You know, the cup itself. The legs are longer than the cup." And I was able to tell him, because I knew from the notes that this way you didn't need a coaster or a saucer. But did you think of it in various ways? Did it occur to you at some point? Should it touch or should it not? Or, I mean, were there different versions in your mind as it took shape at the very start?
Well, at the beginning, like when I kind of just drew it out, I didn't really think about all the factors like, oh, I could make the legs longer, so you won't need a coaster, or I can just, like, honestly, what I was just thinking is I want to make a cup that doesn't spill. That was just kind of like my main, like, thought process, so that's just kind of what I attempted to do. I tried to make a cup that didn't spill, and then all of these other factors and all like these other benefits came in, like, oh, you don't need a coaster. You can, like, stack them, like.
And when and it was, well, it was a terrific idea, and does it? And we'll be getting more into it. I'm going to warn you. We're going to have to, once the book takes shape and we proceed, I'll need to talk with you. Hope to meet you sometime soon.
Yeah.
As we go, I'm just trying to keep it very, very compartmentalized right now, because if you think of the whole thing, you'll get lost in all the information. And as we develop, we'll do that. And I also may, from time to time, if this is all right with you, just send you a quick query, like, I can't even think of a query offhand, but even like, what was the weather like that day or something, whatever, in an email, and if as I'm going along, to fill in a blank that occurs in the writing process. I had some blanks because I didn't know, for example, your Chinese name or the town you were born in in China. So what is it? Something Tong? I can't. I don't have it in front of me again. But we will do it that way if that's okay with you. I assume weekends are better than after school because you got homework and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. And we can do things on that order. Do you have any inventions in mind? What's next, by the way?
Right now, my cousin and I came up with this idea for an internet-connected pillbox. So what it would do is it would alert you whether that's with a sound or a visual thing like a light that will let you know when you need to take your pills, and it tells us the time when you last took your pill, and it uses scale to tell if the pill is taken out of the box or not. And if you happen to not take your pill, there's an app you can download, like whether it's you or your friends or your family, and it can alert you like you didn't take your pills, you should probably do that. That's kind of something that my cousin and I came up with.
It's an app for your phone?
Well, yeah, like an app that's connected to the pillbox.
Oh, to the pillbox itself. Oh, I got it. Now I understand. That sounds very interesting. Much more technical than a cup, but but the cup is elegant in its simplicity, And with all really good ideas that come along, you think, well, why didn't we think of this before? Well, because nobody did. And that's the beauty of invention. Things seem so simple once you come up with the idea. But have you been back in China in your trips? Have you been back to the very place where you came from, that area?
I have not. I don't think I have. Right? Yeah, I haven't been back to the place where I was born, and frankly, I don't remember it that well. And
well, sure, you're a baby. You're a little baby.
Yeah.
But at some point, what are your favorite places in China that you have visited? Big cities or the countryside, or?
One of my favorite places is probably Shanghai. It's really cool.
The city?
Yeah.
Because it's a huge city, and it's a beautiful city. Because it's just anything particular about the city that appeals to you?
There was this tunnel that goes underground, like underneath the river, and like takes you to the other side. That was pretty cool.
But how do you feel about Chicago?
Yeah, it's a great city. I love Chicago. It's like my dad and I used to go downtown all the time, like on the train.
When you were growing up.
Yeah, like we would go on the yellow line and the red line downtown and go on one of our adventures.
And you just, as a little girl, you just enjoyed, the city. I remember when I was a small child coming down, my parents would bring me down to Chicago, and there's always some building going up, obviously, cranes and some new skyscraper. And, and I asked my dad, when are they going to finish it? When are they going to finish? When are they going to finish this city? They don't ever seem to get this city finished. But I like the high buildings. Have you been up to the top of the Sears Tower or anything like that?
I don't think so.
Well, that's something to put on your agenda. It's a good view. The city's changing, and I'm sure you like the lakefront.
Yeah.
Well, the city has changed a great deal, even in your lifetime. There's these large buildings going up. The tallest building in Chicago when I was your age was the Prudential Building. Next time you're down there, have your father point it out, and you'll see it's dwarfed by all the buildings around it now. But that was the big building in Chicago 50 years ago. Any particular thing you like to do in Chicago?
I don't really remember a lot in particular.
Yeah, I know. It's tough because I'm asking you memories from years ago and from your childhood. And it's not the kind of stuff you retain in detail. But you grew up in Lincolnwood.
Well, I grew up in Skokie, but I went to
Skokie. I'm sorry, that's right, Skokie. But you're in Lincolnwood now. Did you ever as a child? I remember we used to drive through Lincolnwood at Christmas time because of all the people who decorate their houses so much. Did you ever enjoy Lincolnwood? Attracts tourists for a Christmas drive. At night you just drive down certain neighborhoods. Well, you know what it looks like with some of these wondrous blocks just filled with Christmas lights. Do you remember that kind of thing?
I don't think we've ever really done that. We might have done it once, but we don't really do it that often just because I'm with my mom on Christmas Eve and I'm with my dad on Christmas Day.
No. It gets crowded. Well, as I said, this was just to make your acquaintance because we hadn't talked before. And a lot of more questions will come up as we pursue this. So I apologize ahead of time for sometimes pestering you. Okay.
Okay.
But I think this is a wonderful idea. It's a wonderful story, and it deserves telling. And I think yours is the voice to tell it. That Majuru presentation you did was very eloquent. Nicely done.
Thank you.
So I will again, I'll pass to you, and maybe we could probably even set up a call for every 10 days or so.
Yeah.
But if I can get a lot done, if you don't mind, I may just keep an eye on your email, and I may just come up with quick questions now and then, or ask you to describe something, if I may. Is that okay?
Yeah.
If they come up, because the details of occurrences are important, as somebody said. Much of writing of any kind is saying, I forget the whole quote, this, that, and various things that are important, and how the weather was. In other words, what was the weather like that day? What color dress was she wearing, et cetera, and so forth. And I'm enjoying. I'm drinking coffee out of one of my kangaroo cups right now, and I thank you very much. I haven't spilled a drop.
You too.
Okay. Well, you go enjoy the rest of the Saturday, and I will proceed. And again, you have my phone number, or your dad does. Don't ever hesitate. If you have questions about what's going on or whatever, or anything you want to share or pass along, do not hesitate to call me, and just leave a message if I'm not in at the moment.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you, and have a lovely day, and take care.
Thank you. You too.